Pokemon Horizons Episode 3 just finished airing a short while ago, and dude, when I say this was a highly anticipated episode, I'm really not kidding. Episode 1 and Episode 2 of Pokemon Horizons were absolutely incredible, and fans loved them, so of course we all had really high hopes for this episode too. But did it live up to our expectations, or did it fall a little bit short? There's only one way to find out, so let's review the episode. One thing that I have to make crystal clear is that I don't understand Japanese, and the episode doesn't currently have English subtitles. The episode had a lot of dialogue, so my review absolutely does not serve as a replacement or a substitute for the original episode. Please be sure to watch the original episode yourself, because there's going to be a lot of things that I can't accurately cover. Also be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy hearing my review, and now let's dive into it. The episode begins with Liko having like a dream flashback of her grandmother talking to her about her mysterious pendant. I'm not 100% certain what she says, but I know it's about the pendant, so I'm looking forward to subtitles to find out more. The next morning, the Rising Volt Tacklers and Liko decide they need to get Sprigatito back from the Explorers. And something that I really love about this is that the Rising Volt Tacklers feel like a family, you know? They all live on the airship, they all wake up at similar times, they all act like best friends, all their Pokemon play together. The whole airship just feels like a home, like a family, and I love that, dude. But before we continue with today's video, let's talk about something that I get asked all the time in my comment section. How do you watch the show if it's not always accessible anymore when traveling to different regions? And what a funny coincidence, because today's video partner can help you out with that. NordVPN. NordVPN is, you guessed it, a VPN service with an unbelievably impressive number of features. First of all, NordVPN allows you to change your geographical location to all around the world, and that's exactly why I love it so much. Certain seasons of the show aren't available on any of my favorite streaming services where I am, but thankfully NordVPN comes to the rescue, because with a click of a button you can change your location to somewhere where the seasons of the show are available, allowing you to watch them as much as you want wherever you are. And of course, that's not all. Traversing different websites on the internet can be surprisingly risky. There are so many common cybersecurity threats that you could face. NordVPN can protect you and up to 6 of your devices from all kinds of harmful things like that, especially with NordVPN's threat protection feature. With the click of a button, threat protection protects you from malicious websites, malware, trackers, and intrusive advertisements. That truly defends you and your device's privacy and security from anything that could do you harm. And hey, there's no better time than now to get NordVPN. And that's because if you get a 2-year plan right now, you get 4 months completely for free. And it's totally risk-free with NordVPN's 30-day money-back guarantee. You can access all of these bonuses at www.nordvpn.com/PokeFurlax, which is also linked in the description and the pinned comment too. Doing that really supports my channel, so hey, it's a win-win. Protect your privacy and security, gain access to TV shows and video games worldwide, and so much more with NordVPN. Thank you again for sponsoring this video, NordVPN. So now let's dive back into it. They land the airship in a city, and Liko has to head to a Pokemon Center to collect supplies for the airship. And Liko is super nervous about doing it alone, but she still manages to. And I must admit, it's so awesome to see Nurse Joy again. And hey, isn't she technically the first character to return from Ash's series? And she also has the exact same design from Ash's series too, so is this suggesting that Liko's series takes place in the same universe as Ash's series? I really hope that's the case, dude. It'd be awesome. Meanwhile, the Explorers are in a warehouse nearby with Cocnia acting like a fangirl of Sprigatito. It's really funny to see that Cocnia has a similar personality to Jessie from Team Rocket. You know, she's hard on the outside, but on the inside she adores cute and pretty Pokemon. So yeah, it kind of shows that even though she's a villain, she's not like only a villain, you know? She still has empathy and she still finds things adorable. I like it when villains have layers, you know? They're not just evil. Later on, Cocnia heads out into the city wearing a disguise, but then Murdock's Rockruff recognizes her scent as being an explorer, so Rockruff alerts everybody. Liko and Friede begin chasing Cocnia while Zir secretly attaches a device to the airship. Maybe a tracker, or like an electro device, or maybe even a bomb, dude. Who knows, only time will tell, but how crazy would it be if it was a bomb? Things would get very serious very fast. But no matter what it is, it's definitely not good news for the Rising Volt Tacklers. Liko and Friede follow the Explorers to a warehouse where Friede and Captain Pikachu battles Amethio and Ceruledge. And dude, once again, the animation is really great, and the choreography story is fantastic. You can really tell this series is going above and beyond to focus hard on getting the battle choreography down properly. The battles really feel so fluid and clean and realistic and well thought through. I especially loved the way that Ceruledge used Phantom Force to outmaneuver Pikachu. That was really awesome, dude. And it really seems that Amethio is definitely winning the battle so far. Meanwhile, Liko sneaks deeper into the warehouse, reuniting with Sprigatito, but then on their way out they're stopped by Cocnia, who tries to put on her charm to persuade Sprigatito to join her instead. Man, Conia's personality is so funny in this episode, dude. Liko makes Sprigatito use leafage, and then she takes the opportunity to flee with Sprigatito while Cocnia is distracted, and also that leafage gives Friede the signal that Liko has escaped with Sprigatito, so then during his battle with Amethio, Friede jumps on Charizard and escapes too. And let's quickly pause, because there's one thing that I absolutely have to talk about, and that thing is how incredibly perfectly this episode portrayed Amethio and the Explorers. Like I said in a previous video, I was really worried that this episode would kinda make the Explorers seem a little bit weak or non-threatening by having Friede beat Amethio already, because making the main villain lose to a side character in like only the 3rd episode would really undermine them as villains. It would make them feel not so threatening, you know? But this episode absolutely smashed it, dude. It was utterly crystal clear that Amethio was much stronger at battling than Friede. I mean, Ceruledge was running laps around Captain Pikachu. It was really clear that if the battle continued without Friede escaping, then Amethio and Ceruledge definitely would have won. And that is so perfect, dude. The episode really drilled in how threatening and powerful the Explorers are as villains, because Amethio was much stronger than Friede and Cocnia was much stronger than Liko. The only way that Liko and Friede managed to escape with Sprigatito was because they outsmarted the Explorers. They used the leafage as a distraction and as a signal, and then Friede had Charizard strategically placed so he could make a quick getaway. This entire sequence was phenomenal, dude. I can't get enough of it. Liko and Friede came in with a plan, and that was really the only way they succeeded. It was a great way to drill in how intelligent and prepared Friede was, and a great way to not undermine how threatening the Explorers are. It was so well written, I could go on about it all day. That evening on the airship, Liko and Sprigatito ask if they can officially join the Rising Voltaclers, and I think it's because Liko thinks that the Rising Voltaclers can help her begin to unravel the mystery of the pendant that her grandmother gave her. Of course, the entire crew says yes, and then I think they decide their next destination is Paldea, which is so exciting. I can't wait to see Paldea in the anime, dude. We also briefly see Liko video call Anne and her Oshawott to tell her about what's happened. I'm not sure if Liko told Anne that she was dropping out of school or whether she plans to do both, be a student and a member of the Rising Voltaclers. Personally, I really hope she does both, because I think it'd be a shame to drop out of school already. I don't want to lose Anne and Oshawott, you know? And then we finally see Roy on his remote island, and he's an absolute bundle of joy. I guess you could call him Roy the Boy of Joy. He dashes around the island having so much fun, and then he finds a flag from the airship, and of course, that was where the episode ended, teasing the next episode. Overall, this episode was just incredible, man. The episode managed to keep up the standard of writing, storytelling, action, and animation of the previous 2 episodes, and that is so impressive. Like, genuinely impressive. It's everything I hoped for. It really feels like the target audience, the target demographic of this series is teenagers, and that's something that we haven't really had since Pokemon X and Y. That was the last anime that was aimed at teenagers rather than kids, and like you can totally tell the difference because everything feels so mature and impressive and well written. I genuinely can't remember the last time the anime had me this hyped and this optimistic. And hey, just to mention, this episode was storyboarded by Tetsuo Yajima, the main director of the Pokemon X and Y anime, so I'm really not surprised that it's a fantastic episode. And I'm really hyped by the prospect of Tetsuo Yajima controlling more episodes in the future too. If Yajima really continues to have a big part in Pokemon Horizons, then man, we're in for a treat. Like I said before, I loved how this episode portrayed the Explorers as genuine threats, but I already preached for like a minute about that, so I'll shut up about it. Just like in the previous 2 episodes, I really loved Liko's personality portrayal. There was a scene where she was too scared and nervous to go to the Pokemon Center alone, but she still pushed through and managed it because she knew it was the right thing to do. But then on the other hand, when it came to rescuing Sprigatito, Liko was almost a little too reckless trying to dash in without a plan. That just really shows how unique and intriguing Liko's personality is. When it comes to everyday tasks, she's a little bit apprehensive and shaky and nervous, but when it comes to rescuing her Sprigatito, she dives in headfirst and acts reckless. I really like that balance because it feels realistic. It leaves her a lot of room to grow in multiple directions. And dude, I've got to say that Cocnia was such a standout character in this episode. I never expected that. Her personality shined through so greatly. I also love how the Rising Volt Tacklers feel like a found family dynamic. It makes perfect sense why Liko wanted to join them, because they went above and beyond to help her and Sprigatito. They really welcomed her with open arms. So yeah, let me know what you thought about episode 3 of Pokemon Horizons in the comments below. What did you think of the storytelling, the animation, the characters? In my opinion, this episode was incredible and it really kept up the standard of the previous 2 episodes. If this level of maturity and great writing continues, then I'm so excited to see it unfold. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed hearing my review. It would really help me out. I don't really know what kind of goals we can set because my channel's a little bit all over the place right now, but the idea of hitting like 150,000 subscribers this year is beautiful, man. So yeah, if you want to help us get closer to 150,000 subscribers, then that'd mean the world to me. Follow me on Twitch if you want to see my daily live streams. I'll be going live later today, and also join our community Discord server and follow me on Twitter too, all of which you can do using the links in the video description. I think that's gotta be everything because this was a really long video, but thank you all so much for watching, and best wishes until we meet again.